Hello everybody, RegiTime here with part 2 of the 10-0 Grosvenor Poker Trilogy. If you watched the first video, you barely missed a hand. If you didn't watch the first video, why the hell not? You fucking dickhead. Go back and watch the first one first. If you just stumbled across this, there is one preceding this. From this exact session that we are playing now. And yeah, we're just playing some poker. Talking through our thoughts. Good and bad. Looking forward to getting the 150 views that my content richly deserves. This guy's just donking out here. Doesn't make any sense. Not raising, just calling. This guy opens 75% of small blinds so far. We are 3-betting the ace jack suited. Guys bet the turn half pot. We have a shit draw. Good for you. We're out. We just 3-bet this guy at the end of the last video and he didn't fold. He raised that, then he raised our c-bet. Again, we're just going to kick it off here with a small c-bet. Kind of just to see what's going on more than anything else. Maybe he just automatically folds. We have 2 overcards. Backdoor, straight draw, etc. It's just whatever. It's just a shit reg standard play, isn't it? Maybe that's not the board to do it on. But I imagine that's not losing money long term doing that, and it makes the hand easy to play in a lot of spots down the streets. This is almost the third time in a row we 3-bet this guy. He doesn't look like he enjoys folding to 3-bets, so we're actually going to make it full pot rather than 9x. We're just going to keep calling 3-bets, and we're just going to try and just bloat the pot a little bit more. Obviously, he would if he 4-bets, and we're not pumped up about it, but we're just all in. Let me just get the cold call out of the big blind. We get the 5-5-10 flop. This is going to be so pocket pair dense. So dense with pocket pairs, up to and including pocket queens, I imagine. I'm just going to check. I'm not going to try and make this dude fold a pair. I'm going to head of everything else. Same story as a flop. Not interested in making this guy fold a pair. Or trying to make him fold a pair, because I don't think he will. He's going to bet twice now with our ace-3. Yeah, we have some showdown value, I guess, but I'd rather just have him fold a lot of stuff. And he wasn't pocket pair dense. He had the ace-queen, which is like the other type of holding he's going to have. And it's easy to think, oh, we've got showdown value with our 3. Let's just check down. But I think we're just gonna have to. I'm just gonna bet again, bluff, just try and take him off a 5 or something like that, rather than just check back and lose a lot. It's very easy there to, and it's a trap I fall into a lot when I'm autopiloting. Just like, oh, I've got showdown value, I can check. I've got showdown value, I can check. I think when we're up against weak ranges and weak players, maybe better just like, well, yeah, I think I've got some showdown value, but I think his range is pretty weak, so let's just have him fold almost everything. Maybe that makes more money than just checking back does. This guy has 4 betters and we are deep, so we're going to call. Do we know anything about his 4-betting range? Pre-flop, 4-bet plus after raising, 3 from 13. So not a lot, but we know he definitely has 4 bets. Then maybe they're not always just like good cards. He bets 1/3 pot here. Anywhere with our tens. Expect a lot of checks on this turn, but I wouldn't expect his overpairs to keep checking. So now I don't think he's got overpairs. How often does he fold to float bets on the turn? I haven't got a good enough sample. I don't know what to do here, honestly. I don't know what to do. I'm going to take the wimpy option and just check, and then just call this river and lose if he bets, probably. Do we value bet if he checks? We definitely value bet now. And I don't think I'm going to fold. Because I think here, if he just has like aces, kings, etc., that he just either goes bet, 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 or bet, check, bet. I'll try to target here. I'll try to target like ace, king, so he's going to bet that size. Just try and get a cry call from like ace, king. He could put me right in the bin here and raise, and I'd be like, fuck, now what? Yep, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, that wasn't a particularly stunning read that he had ace king there. Don't think you need to be super well studied to understand he has ace king at an incredibly high frequency in that spot. We're going to overlimp the threes here. I think we are. Fun flop on table one. When we the bet. Don't know, I'm busy making a trilogy. You're not supposed to be home yet. Why don't you just fuck off out again? You know, I feel self-conscious when you got to go upstairs or something for an hour. If you're not going to piss off, watch something on your iPad or the telly and put your ear defenders in. I feel too self-conscious talking to myself when you're in the room. You are very inconvenient here. You're not meant to be fucking here, love. You're meant to be out working still. Sorry? No, I haven't paused the video. I'm just bollocking you in front of my 100 viewers to try and show how much in control I am of our relationship. Is that all right, pet? Then I'm doing big ripping farts like that. What do you think of that? Nothing. She doesn't think anything of that. Three bet here by a player who looks to be a fucking enormous nit. Clearly not folding, but absolutely refusing to four bet as well. Interesting flop. Under pair, but a second nut flush draw. He bets really big. This seems shit from him. But it's certainly going to extract some value from me. Just no way I'm paying this cunt off. 19/10. First time he's 3-bet on the sample, and he's just blasting away on this board. Get fucked, fella. Get fucked. You do not deserve any money. Trivial fold with the ace-10. Hey, 3-bet the king-queen off versus a pretty obvious reg who's going to get downgraded to orange. Now his stats are getting a larger sample. See, his 3-bets come down to 7, his VPPFR's come down to 24.19. Just another slightly above average shit reg. We've got a real shit reg, monster stain, massive shit reg, above average shit reg. But they're all the same colour because I don't respect any of them. And they probably don't respect me, which is fine. Nice showing the limp with the pocket nines. See, I would tag people relatively early, and I am willing to change when the sample size gets bigger, but get players tagged. It really helps with your game selection. Not that I intend to play these games very often at all, but it does help a lot with your game selection. If you are tagging players constantly, you can just quickly scan around your tables. All right, we've run out of green, have we? Time to find a new table, etc. I'm not 3-betting with this guy because he doesn't open enough from any position. He doesn't fold to C-bets too often as well. He doesn't fold C-bets to fall to raises to be C-bets. Only 1 from 6 up to now. Probably because he's opening narrower ranges to begin with, but he is still C-betting too often. He barrels a lot, so we're actually going to check raise a turn here, not the flop, because he barrels 71%, and that's just way too much. Don't have to spend too much on it. It's tempted to go bigger, but just use a smaller size and achieve the things we're trying to achieve here, which is just getting to fold everything just about except ace X. We know he's not folding an ace. We see betting 71% barreling turns, same frequency. Just makes himself very exploitable. Right, this guy's got the green tag because of his stack size, but he's got orange tag stats. 3-betting to 10 due to his stack size would normally make that 11 from the small, but due to his stack size, we're just going to make it 10. the state of these tables. Next one, only just worth sitting at. This one, probably none of them are worth sitting at, are they? They're all shite. Hood's in the way, so we need to tag this guy this way. Here with the queen jack, which can go bet, unless he raises, or unless the board changes significantly. Immediately folds. Picking up the kings down on table 4. Sadly, looks like we're not going to get any action on this guy. Maybe. Might give us some action. We does, and he's gone with that ridiculous 4x size again. Folded to 4-bet 2 out of 3 times so far, sadly, but obviously we have to make one anyway, and he does fold immediately. Really not a fan of that 4x 3-bet size. I think it's pretty fucking shit, to be honest. Going to see bet 1/3 here just because this guy's stack size. Don't think it's a board necessarily we want to bet 1/3 on, but because of his stack we're going to. This guy's flatted the button. I'm going to go for a check raise with that 8s. Checks back. He isn't going to check raise there because I don't believe he has very many strong hands. But I think he would bet a lot of like, well, who knows what, just random stuff. I mean, he can have 5s and deuces. He shouldn't have much king X. I think once we go for the check raise, then we miss the opportunity. Kind of don't know what to do anymore. I'm just stuck in a bit of limbo with his hand. And he just lets us win with pocket 3s. Really, like, weak play by him. But I'm not surprised. And we won't be going for check raise versus him in future with stuff like that. If he's not betting pocket 3s, any street, on that run out versus 3 checks, then check raising him as the pre-flop raise is probably not going to be a good strategy. Just presume because of his like high C bet, he would maybe attack checks a bit more. I really want a 3-bet this time, but look at the state of this guy's fucking PFR by position. It's fucking pathetic, so we'll just not bother. How we ever got the yellow tag, I do not know. Oh, it will have been under an old tagging system. 20/11. Fucking grow up, mate. Did a 2% 3-bet. I don't expect to grow much. Because 2011s typically don't have particularly high. I mean, maybe he gets up to 4 if he's feeling frisky long term. Again, due to this guy's stack size, we're just going to use a smaller c-bet size. Nothing to do with board texture, everything to do with the size of his stack. What is this dude's problem with this fucking 12x? Barrel will turn pretty big, picking up equity. Much as I don't like 3-betting this guy, we have to 3-bet the king queen suited. It's just too good. I think versus the guy who's just like 12x in versus our small blind 3x open, we just need to find more jams versus that obnoxious sizing, I think. Start jamming stuff like queen jack suited, pocket jacks, ace king type of thing. Probably not enough sample to look what I'm looking at here. Yeah, literally near 0. Gonna kick up with the shit reg 1/3. So this guy actually can get a yellow tag because it looks like he's legitimately trying to play like a decent pre-flop strategy. Pocket 10s here. Just going to call. Seven out of 10 flop c-bet. 81% c-bet in position in general. Not loving these 10s, but can't fold yet. I'm going to go bet, check, bet against this Svetka character. And I'm going to check raise this river with the 10s. I'm going to go check, check. Maybe we win at showdown. If he bets, then I think bet, check, bet is not a really credible line in a 3-bet pot in terms of like being nutted. As it happens, he just gave up. Well, he had showdown value, I guess. So the guy who checked back 3s on the button earlier, 3 streets. I'm going to go out of my way to get out a line versus his bets versus pre-flop raiser. Is this a misclick or is it just a muppet? Who knows? But we can't fold this one. I'm going to float with 2 overs. Let's just see what develops. Goes half pot again. And we'll just let him take it and presume he didn't misclick pre and is just a fucking idiot. Picking up the aces. I'm not going to get 3-bet by Svetka because he doesn't do 3-betting, which therefore means he has quite a lot of strong hand in his calling range. This is a proper 1/3. We could even consider checking back here, but he's not aggressive enough, so not bother. I'll just get 3-bet from the small blind. Not very often. But we know he c-bets a lot. Probably just going to have to call this guy down, I think. Even though on the river, when he bets river, he wins 83% of the time. 5 times out of 6 he wins. And now I think I'm all in. Know what I'm targeting. But I'm all in anyway. He folds. What's happened here? We've opened blind versus blind. Start with the c-bet without a gut shot. Works. Club in top pair. Then we're going to check this back. This guy looks a bit small sample, like he might be a bit spewy. We're going to give him a chance to do just that. Basically 3 checks, we can value about our 8 here. Oh, that was a big one. This is that size, it's going to fold bottom pair. I like folding pairs to 1 bet, but against that size, willing to do it. I'm going to go with the called 4-bet fold with the ace 5 suited. Again, not a play I bring out very often, but small blind looks on the aggro side. And we're going to 3-bet the ace 5 suited here too. And here, with this much equity, we are just going to bet and not fold. Go with a larger size, are we? No, we're not. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to go with a smaller size and then jam a lot of turns and just call it off if he jams himself. With a big ISO here versus 2 limpers. The ace king. And I don't love the spot, but we're just all in. Try and put like big pressure on his like ace queen, ace king, etc. Run it against his pairs. He actually has jack queen off, which is rather infuriating, but what are you going to do? Just the nuts. Not surprised to see the guy with the Union Jack flag being the shittest player at the table. See our gut shot. Would maybe go smaller versus that stack size actually. Three bet the ace jack. 3-bet will squeeze the queens. Not just 3-betting. Take it down with the ace jack. Taking it down everywhere. $27.13. The small blind. I'm going to hope he's going to let us take a flop against the most obvious, well, second most obvious rec player at the table. Easy call. And block the river. And win. Against a very disbelieving ace-3. Dude comes in with the flat on the button this time. I was expecting 3-bet or fold from him most of the time. Again, this guy just doesn't c-bet enough, so this board isn't as good for us as you might think. I'm going to delay c-bet. Probe's turn. First time he's done it. We picked up a flush draw. I'm going to call and chop chop. I'm going to just go all in here. It's not a profitable call for him because of rake. He'll still call anyway, and then we'll just all pay a lot of rake, but did that as much out of spite as anything. Fuck him. This guy coming in with another cold call. How often does he do this? Cold call. Not very often at all. Going to assume he's set mining, and we're going to go for a check raise because he might stab like pocket fives here. Checks back. Should have checked how often he float bets, but probably not very often because we won't have many many chances. So 4 out of 5, which tells me he doesn't bet. I don't know what he fucking tells me, but we're gonna bet twice now anyway. I think he's got pocket 8. Sixes. Pretty face up there. Thought he might fold. Didn't. Never mind. Easy block bet on the river. Table 5. Pocket queens. Didn't value at the turn. So we're owning ourselves a little bit at the moment. Play these hands out and then call it a day for this part of the trilogy. As soon as we have a spot where we're not in any pots, we'll wind it up. Not c-betting this versus 2 players. We will do quite a bit of delayed c-betting. This guy doesn't barrel many turns. And we're going to learn our lesson by not trying to bluff this guy when he caps himself. I'm tempted to bluff this river, but he's had the best hand 7 out of 8 times at the river when he's bet and been called, so fuck him. Go with a small c-bet here with the king-queen against the limp call from the button. He does call, and we are not going to barrel this turn card, even though we pick up a little bit of equity. Feel like it's a card I want to barrel on against this player type. Can't fold versus his size. Can't fold river. Expect to lose a lot, but we're getting a ridiculous price. Of course, he had the nuts. We'll get a point to end the video shortly, I would imagine. Well, I guess when you're 5 table, you're always going to be involved somewhere. C-bet our king 3 versus big blind where we have a decent range advantage. Okay, how can we just have a spot where we're not in any pots? Yes, there we go. Right, that's the end of this video. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm going to continue this session, continue recording. Try not to feel too self-conscious because the fucking idiot that I married is still just hanging around like a fucking bad smell. You're waiting for your parcel, are you? You're making me feel very self-conscious. You're not being naughty though, so that's something. We always end up by saying fuck the Tories, don't do we? Fuck the Tories, love? Yeah, fuck the Tories. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.